morning, dear children. So, today let us take up a poetry from the book Beehive. The name of the poem is Lake Isle of Innisfree. Does this heading seem different for you? What does the Lake Isle of Innisfree mean? Now, let me tell you something about it. The Lake Isle of Innisfree is a small island in a lake called Logill in Sligo County of Ireland. Now here this poem deals with, or the poet here is talking about, three ideas, that is home, isolation, man and the natural world. The speaker in this poem of Lake Isle of Innisfree appears to live in a city. Now you should understand one thing, the poet is living in a city and he is unable to adjust with his present situation in the city life. And from the depth of its heart, from the heart's core, he wants to go to a calm place, a natural place where he can find peace and happiness. So this is what is told in this particular poem, The Lake Isle of Innisfree. As we read each and every stanza, we will try to understand what the poet is trying to explain. So, shall we move about with the poem now? Let me read the first stanza for you. I will arise and go now, and go to Innisfree, and a small cabin built there of clay and wattles made. 9 bean rows will I have there, a hive for the honeybee, and leave alone in the bee-loud glade. Now here the poet tells that I will arise. Arise means I'll just stand up and go now to Innisfree. Innisfree, as I told you earlier, it's a very pure and beautiful island amongst the nature in Ireland. Okay, and what is he going to do there? He is going to build a small cabin. What is a cabin? Cabin here means a small wooden shelter or a small shelter made out of wood and clay. Okay, what is he going to build there? A small shelter amidst the forest. And what is that shelter made up of? It's made up of clay and wattles. Wattles means small sticks which is used to make the fence. Okay, and he wants to stay there in that cabin. Then what is the next line he's talking about? 9 bee rows will I have there. So he is going to plant beans. And how many rows of beans? 9 rows of beans he is going to plant. And he'll be having a honeybee hive also. He's going to be having a honeybee hive. The speaker informs his desire that he wants to stay there alone, surrounded by the sounds of bee-loud glade. He wants to listen to the sound of the bees and he wants to be with the nature. So I hope you understood this paragraph. Here the poet clearly mentions he wants to go to the island of Innisfree, build a small cabin there, and he wants to stay amongst the nature, hearing the sound of honeybees. Now let us move further in the poem. And I shall have some peace there, for peace comes dropping slow, dropping from the vales of the morning to where the cricket sings. There's midnights all a glimmer, and noon a purple glow, and evenings full of linnet's wings. Now, the poet in the second paragraph is explaining how his day should be, how beautiful his day is going to be amidst the nature. Now, let us understand what he's trying to explain. See, and I shall have some peace there, for peace comes dropping slow. So he tells he wants to be in peace, he wants to be happy there. Peace comes dropping slow. That means to say that this poet is very busy in the city. He is a very busy man, and he says the peace what he is willing for will come slowly to him because he wants to be alone in the island and enjoy the nature, and he wants to be a peaceful man. Now, what does he say? Dropping from the veils of the morning to where the cricket sings. Now, here it means to say that the morning, how does the morning come? It slowly comes from the daylight slowly comes with the cricket singing. Cricket is an insect similar to the grasshopper. Okay, cricket is an insect similar to the grasshopper. He is nostalgic about the morning hour in the island when the daylight breaks in gradually to keep pace with the calm and peace of quiet countryside. The speaker says the mist or fog that covers the morning are lifted once the sun shines. Once the morning is done, it is filled with the cricket chirping around. Then he enjoys that sound of the crickets in the morning hour, and he says the midnights all glimmer. How the midnight looks beautiful. It looks beautiful with twinkling stars. The twinkling stars on the sky, glimmer meaning shining brightly. What shines brightly in the midnight sky? It's the stars. And the noon, a purple glow. The noon, a purple glow. The noon becomes purple as the midday of the island is lit with purple light and evenings full of linnet's wings. How is the evening? The speaker says the evening is a sight to behold as it is filled by flocks of linnets. What do you mean by linnet, children? Linnet is a type of bird. It's a type of bird. So evening he sees groups of linnets with their wings flapping around, and they all just, what do you say, they all fly around in the island. So the poet really wants to be in a peaceful environment, enjoying the morning, the noon, the midnight, and the evening amidst the nature. Now let's move further to the poem. I will arise and go now, for always night and day I hear the lake water lapping with low sounds by the shore. While I stand on the roadway or on the pavement's grey, I hear it in the deep heart's core. Now, what does this last paragraph talk about? I will arise and go now. So he has decided, he's determined that he has to go to Innisfree. He has made his decision. He imagines he can hear the lapping of water reaching the shore. Now you might have heard a very nice sound of water, the sea water, when it comes to the shore. Isn't it? When the sea water reaches the shore, it makes a sound. So he is hearing that sound. So this, if the hearing of the sound strongly intensifies the feeling of the poet to go to that island to find peace. Then her He can't be far from Innisfree, as in his mind and heart he hears the lapping of waters hitting the shore. And but while I stand on the roadway, but actually, where is he standing? He's standing on the grey roads in the city. He's standing on the pavements grey. What do you mean by pavements grey? The pavements grey is the walk. See, the pavements grey means the roads are all grey in color, and he's standing in a city and thinking about it. I hear it in the deep heart's core. So the poet is imagining all this in the deep in his heart. His willingness to go to the island of Innisfree to find peace and to find uh, peace and happiness. He wants to go there and live in solitude. He wants to stay alone. The last line indicates that he is having a dream or he wants to go there. His mind is really wanting to go to that particular place. This is written by William Butler Yeats. So this was a very nice poem wherein the poet is trying to connect with the nature and he wants to run away from his city life and live a happy life in his own island, in his beautiful island. I hope you understood this poem, my dear kids. I'll be sending you the notes along with this. Please ensure that you copy down the notes in your notebooks and ensure that you learn the poem also. Thank you.